enthusiastic, so refreshingly honest, pure, and the complete future of metal.
Hello, everybody. I'm Harper, and today I'm speaking with the legendary vocal coach, Melissa Cross. Melissa, how are you doing?
I'm fine, my dear. It's been a while since I seen you.
Been a long time.
Not that long.
For about a year. No, I'm joking. Not that.
Has it really been that? No, because I saw you for America's Got Talent. That has not been a year.
Was that in 2022?
It was, but it's only 1 month into 2023. I know what you're going to ask, but you got to ask the question. So just ask me how long I've been a vocal coach.
How long have you been a vocal coach?
But I'm not a vocal coach. I'm a coach. Actually, I'm both. I'm a vocal coach and I'm also a singing teacher. So you know that I taught you lessons like how to do stuff, but I also tell people what to do with their hands. Like I taught you that stuff. Like that's what a coach is, the one that teaches you how to perform. And a teacher teaches you technically how to do it, just so you know that. I've been doing this teaching thing for over 30 years. And as far as the metal thing goes, that happened in the 90s, the before you were even an idea in your daddy's brain, right, on your mom's brain. I was teaching like voice for many years before a producer asked me to help with these kids that he was running in the studio in his basement, and they were coughing blood. And I was like, really? Okay, I'll help. And so I listened to what he was, the student was trying to do. And I went, oh dear, because it wasn't singing. It was really screaming. So I figured it out because it had just occurred. I just discovered this movement of people that reminded me of what I got into music for. In other words, way back when I was a teenager, and this is in 1968.
Oh, God.
Yeah, ancient history.
Oh my God, you must have saw dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, right. There were dinosaurs like the Beatles and stuff like that. The Beatles were the type of dinosaurs that we were talking about. So anyway, the reason I got into that, and this is a magical time, Harper, I'd love to sit and tell you about how magical this time was, because there was music going on. It was really great music, but it wasn't about the music. It was about the people. Like we were hippies, right? And we were on the news. Like it was this entire movement of young people that believed in love and peace. Like no war, no fighting. We just took care of each other. It was so idealistic and so beautiful, and people laughed at us. But this is the thing that started the movement that is part of the music that you are singing still. So that's why when I saw the metal thing and I heard that screaming, I was like, I want to be a part of this, but I know I'm too old. So, and then I got the phone call from that producer. And you know who that student was? His name is Jesse Leach, and he's the lead singer of a very, very, very important metal band called Killswitch Engage. So that you've met Randy from Lamb of God. You met Randy. You've met a lot of like OGs in the metal thing, right? Like Courtney is like a slightly different generation. Before Courtney, there was like Lamb of God. Like this has been going on for a while. While you've been growing up being a kid, a lot of stuff has been happening. Yeah. And you joined in at a very young age. What were you going to say?
I was going to say when I was born, like phones.
Yeah.
Technology. I'm like, when my mom told me she had like a flip phone, I was like, what's that? How do you type? Like, there was like numbers and there was also letters, and I was like, what one do you press?
Because you had to press This was so lame. I'm telling you, Harper, you had to press, like, if you wanted to spell the letter A, you would have to use the two. But that was also what you did for B and C. So it would just be this, like takes forever to text. But when I was your age, we didn't even have answer machines. We didn't even have voicemail. If somebody called you and you weren't home, they had to wait until you got back home. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm so happy I wasn't born in the 90s something.
Yes, yes, I am too. But I'm happy that you were born in let's see, 2000. Let's see. Well, my math is really bad now, but it was somewhere in this millennium in the 2000s. I know you were born, and you got wind of something very special. And guess what? You have a responsibility to carry on this wonderful movement. You bet you didn't know that, but a lot of people are looking up to you to do that.
I'm going to go on to the next question. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you were older?
The first thing that I wanted to be when I grew up was the most famous, wonderful, excellent ballerina in the world.
I used to want to be a ballerina. And then I changed my mind because I heard how much pain ballerinas went through. So
No, I opted for the pain. I started going to ballet school when I was like 5.
yeah, when I was younger, like 3 years old, I went to dance class. And then when I was
Yeah.
7, I went to more dance classes. And then they were like, Harper, we're going to have to upgrade you to the second class because everyone else has gone up there and you're the only one that hasn't. And I remember my mum got scammed, I think, didn't she? Yeah, she got scammed. And
That's awful.
their thing, I think it went shut down. Like, I think it was shut down. Like, I don't think it's on anymore.
Oh, well, that's awful. Well, so anyway, yes, you do have to work very hard. I worked very hard until I was 12 years old, and the Bolshoi Ballet came to town, was auditioning for extras in their ballet. And I was the one that could jump the highest and spin the most amount of times without stopping. And they wouldn't let me audition because my arms were too short and my legs were too short. And I was devastated. But you know what? I learned you don't give up. You keep going. But then I wanted to be. Well, I still studied, but then I decided I'm going to be the best actress in the world. So then I joined a theater group. But I was also started to play guitar because, think it was important to learn how to play guitar and sing because there was this girl and everybody loved her because she played and sang really well. And I would ask her to play for me, but it was always like she'd do me a favor and play while I would sing. And I got tired of asking her, so I learned how to play the guitar. But I was also going off to school to the UK to be an actress. Shakespeare. Okay.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. You're probably going to be learning about it when you get to like a couple more years of school. But he was this guy that lived very close to where you live. He lived in Stratford upon Avon, right? And Stratford upon Avon, there was this man that wrote these amazing plays.
Oh no, he's a singer, isn't he?
No, he's a playwright. He wrote Romeo and Juliet, and he wrote like all these like Macbeth and Hamlet. You know when people go to be or not to be, that is the question. You ever heard anybody do that? Shakespeare is the guy that wrote the play where to be or not to be happens. And a lot of other plays, like many plays that are very famous. And a lot of people say there's only 3 things that make any difference in the world: the Bible, Shakespeare, and the Beatles. Everything else is BS. It's a joke. It's a joke. But
You ring the bell though. I've heard that name, Shakespeare.
okay. So when I said I went to England to be an actress, I went to England to be good at doing Shakespeare.
Okay.
So that's how I learned all the stuff I teach you, actually. Okay.
a list of your students. When I say their name, tell me the first thing that comes to your head.
Ooh, wicked. Okay.
Or what your favorite thing about working with them is. All right.
Okay.
Courtney Laplante.
Warmth, authenticity, love.
That's probably the first thing that would come to my mind too. Corey Taylor.
Unbelievable talent, depth, experience, a perfect piece of toast. What I mean by toast is that so many bad things happened early on that he managed to optimize the bad experiences into something very beautiful and very helpful to a lot of people that were in the same kind of pain.
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly.
At the time that I worked with Machine Gun Kelly, MTK Colson, I think I called him at the time, he was very young. He was enthusiastic, incredibly passionate, hard to pin down, but like the first word that comes to mind when I think of what it was like to teach him was handling dynamite.
With real dynamite?
Yeah, it was like handling real dynamite. He was very like this, not bad, just like, yeah.
Ollie Sykes.
Ollie was one of the most respectful, polite, charming, but very shy when I taught him. And I taught Ollie about screaming. I did not teach Ollie about singing. That was actually a colleague of mine from the UK. And she did the singing part. I was the screaming part because this was way back. This is before Sempiternal. So anyway, I adore Ollie. I think he's brilliant. I think his lyrics are fantastic. And I'm glad that he found the mental substance that he has.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Harper,
enthusiastic, so refreshingly honest, pure, and the complete future of metal on planet Earth.
Thank you. All right.
That comes with responsibility, you know.
It does, sadly.
It does.
Not
That's
sadly.
good.
No, not sadly.
No, you got to be a good girl.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Finally, if you have any advice for some younger musicians or bands, what would it be?
Do it for the right reason. Do it to spread connection and love, and I'm going to say purity. Do it to spread generosity, togetherness. Do it for the world. Don't do it to be famous, because being famous is not what it's all crapped up to be. And do it for love. Yes. And don't try to be loud.
Oh no, wait. How do I not?
It's not. Harper, let me explain. Harper, you do it correctly, but most people that try to scream louder than, so they go over the top and they hurt themselves instead of learning how to control. Like, you don't do it wrong. I'm not saying don't be loud. I'm saying don't try to do it for loudness, because you get hurt.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering all these questions.
You're very welcome. I'll see you at your next lesson.